All right, so this morning I woke up and I felt like I had to shoot this video for the over 40 construction worker that's tired, that's thinking to themselves, wow, how am I gonna continue to do this for the next 10, 15, or even 20 years? Because maybe you didn't save for retirement yet, or you're just worried that you're not gonna be able to retire, or that you're just tired in general. Forget about retirement, you're just tired. And what I wanna do here is I wanna share with you something that I wish was available when I was in my mid to late 20s, when I was a contractor, when I was beating up my body, and I'm still paying for it today. I mean, I've still got carpal tunnel in my wrists, and my fingers go numb every now and then. You know, my back, I've got some, well, not terrible, but I feel it because I've been bending over for so many years when I was young. But I want to share with you why you are sitting on a huge opportunity because of your experience. And I want to share with you, if I was in your shoes right now and I was still in the day-to-day grind, what I would do and how I would leverage YouTube. And let me just sit down here. I gotta sit here for a minute, rest that back of mine. Let me go ahead and get that camera positioned properly. There we go. There you go. So right now, if you are thinking to yourself, yes, that's me, Scott. You just basically said everything that I'm thinking, everything that I'm feeling. And what I would do if I was you, you're right now, you're still in the trenches. And you're gonna be in the trenches for a little while. This is not like, oh, you're just gonna start a YouTube channel and you're going to be, successful. And you're gonna be able to leave your grind. And I'm not saying you're ever gonna be able to stop doing what you're doing 100%. There's a possibility you could. But what I would do, and I've seen other contractors do this really, really well, is you could just take your camera on the job with you, and whatever you are doing as a job, you could record that and you could actually post that in your industry. All right, sorry, I gotta cut in here real quick. So after I shot that video, which you're gonna watch the rest of it here in a second, I wanted to show you an example of what I'm talking about and someone in the concrete business and how they've turned that into a really good revenue stream and potentially a full-time business on the back end of this, just by recording what they're doing. So check this out. So this is Odell Complete Concrete, and they've got 495 subscribers, and they've done 644 videos. And if you look here, like look at their views are decent, right? Like 14,000, 14,000, 11,000. But what I want to show you is like all that they're doing here is like DIY concrete patio installation, and they're recording it. This one here, okay, guy's eating a donut. Like beginner finishes, concrete shed slab, solo, final pour, 100,000 views, finally poured after getting flooded. So this is just one industry, but this can happen in any industry. And the cool thing is like when you're going through what you are sharing, you're probably gonna be talking about the tools that you're using, and then you can make money there. Let me show you the average of what they're making on this channel. So there's a tool called View Stats, and you can use it for free. They actually have pro features, but this is the free version. And you basically look at their account and you can see how many monthly views they're getting, how many subs they're getting, and then their estimated revenue per month. So right here, it's between $3,000 and $8,500 just from the ad revenue. Now, this is typically low. Okay, this is typically low, and I know because I have a channel that has almost 100,000 subscribers, and we're getting a couple 100,000 views a month, and I know that this is probably low from the amount of views. Now, this is a different industry than I'm in, but I just know that if mine are low, then everyone else's is probably low. But let's just go off of these numbers right here. I mean, if we're talking even $5,000 a month, that's, what is that? Let's do some quick math. 60 grand a year in just ad revenue without doing anything other than just recording what you're already doing. And eventually this could turn into a sizable business, 60,000, 100,000, heck, maybe even 200,000. That's just on the ad side. And the affiliate income that you can generate from the tools that you're talking about, that's just a whole nother revenue stream. And then if you ever want to teach what you're doing, you could have that as another revenue stream. And if you have a big enough audience, like they have, like I said, what are they getting? 1,016,000 views a month. Well, they can have advertisers that they can reach out to that might want to sponsor the channel. And I've done sponsorships. You could easily get $1,000 just to make a mention. So this is what I'm talking about. And I wanted to share this with you before I continued down the road of the opportunity for you. But I wanted to share this because I think it's really, really powerful and really just to see it. I wanted to show this while I was going through and watching the video back. I thought that this would be helpful. So let's get back to the video. I've seen masons do this. I've seen roofers do this. I've seen lawn guys do this. Landscaping people do this. Like you name it. Plumbers. Electricians, like all of the tradesmen and women, I've seen it happen. So what I would do is I would take your phone with you, okay? You probably got a phone you're watching this on, and I would record that. And I would, from there, post it. And I would make that your thing right now. So it's like you have the expertise. You're doing a profession right now that people out there are searching for or that are looking for. Or the other thing is like, let's say that you are an electrician. Let's just use electrician for a second. If you're an electrician, there's probably someone that wants to become an electrician. And so if that's the case, then you could teach what you have had to do over the years to start your business. Okay? Now, some of you might be like working for the union and, you're an hourly. It's totally fine, but now you can also talk about like what it took to get there, some of the obstacles, you could sit down just like this right now and have a conversation with the up and coming electrician, the up and coming mason, the up and coming roofing, roofer, you just fill in the blank, okay? But the opportunity that wasn't there for me is that YouTube is now this opportunity to where you could post videos, you can help an audience, and from there, YouTube will pay you with YouTube ads once you hit 1,000 subscribers, once you hit 4,000 watch hours. And let me just say, I've seen some of these masons that they'll do a video of the entire pour, and then they'll talk through it, like the prep, and then the pour, and then the screeding, everything, floating, like doing everything that it takes to complete that job. And I've watched some of them. Like I wanted to refinish my pool deck, so I started watching videos on people refinishing a pool deck. So the opportunity's there. The only thing that you need to know how to do is turn on your phone and hit record. And, if you want to get a little Osmo 6 like I've got right here, which I can now, I can take this thing and I can move it around. You can kind of see, right? This thing here is sweet. Under $150 and you got yourself a nice little tripod. You set it right there and then we just let it go, okay? And then I've got the DJI mic right here, okay? I could just use the iPhone, but you're going to hear more of the noise. I'm by a little waterfall that we have over here. I've got the pool that's in the background. So this here kind of helps to cut that out. You're talking, under $300, $400, and you can get yourself a nice little setup here. And if you're a tradesman, how much does it cost to pick up a new saw, right? $150, $200, depending. What about a miter box, a chop box? I bought them before. $500, slide compound saw. Or the nail guns, or the air compressor. They're all tools. This here's a tool, all right? And actually, I'll drop links in the description if you guys wanted to check that out, if you wanted to buy me a cup of coffee, which I'm having one right here outside right now, enjoying the morning. But the thing is this, you're sitting on a great opportunity. So let me give you the blueprint, okay? Let me give you the blueprint. And the other thing is like what I'm doing right now, Like, I want this to be that video that you look back on a year from now and go, wow, I'm so glad that I stumbled on that video that Scott shot. And if you are the contractor, the blue collar guy, I'm that guy. Like, that was me. My hands used to have cuts all over them, calluses really, really, thick. Right now they're kind of soft. I get kind of made fun of by a couple of my old buddies because they're like, you got computer hands now, But let me give you the little step-by-step plan that I would do if I was in your shoes right now. And I'm going to say, like, let's just say that, landscaper, okay? What I would do is I would start by setting up a YouTube channel, if you don't already have one. I would name it whatever, right? Like, so this channel is Live Video School. I have another channel called Brand Creators, which has almost 100,000 subscribers, which teaches people about e-commerce. And then this one here is more about video. So whatever the topic is, you want to make it around that. Then from there, you shoot your first video. And literally, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It doesn't have to be anything other than you sharing something that is going to help someone. So let's say that you want to make it super simple. What are some questions that a landscaper might have about doing the work? Then the other side of it is, what would a homeowner have a question about the work that they're going to do? Or what is a do-it-yourself project that you as a professional could help them do? And the reason why I know this works, guys, is because I've actually been on both ends of it. Meaning, I've been the one that was like, hey, how do I strip the finish off this deck so I can make sure that the paint sticks really good and I can go ahead and throw a good coat of paint on it. And then I watch someone that actually is a professional that does that for a living. And I listen to all of their prep and their steps and everything like that, right? That's one side of it. Then you got the other side of it where someone that's getting into the business, they're going to look that up as you as a professional to show them what you've done that's been successful so they can now go and do it for some other person and charge them for it, but do a good job. And then you have, like I said, everything kind of in between. You have people asking questions. What type of paint should I use for staining my deck? What kind of, grout should I use for my tile, right? So if you're someone that's a tile person, or maybe you remodel kitchens, or maybe you remodel bathrooms, it's endless, okay? And as you're putting up these videos, they could be videos of you just setting the camera up and just videoing the process, or it could be this sitting down and going like, I got a question today from a customer and they asked this question, and now I'm going to go on here like, hey, this is Scott, your everyday mason. I wanted to give you a tip. I answered a question today for a customer, and that customer wanted to know what was the best, finish to put on whatever, right? And this is what I said. Or one thing, I came to a job today and I noticed that the paint was peeling, and the reason why is because they didn't have a good primer on it. It's really important that you put a good primer on it, because if you don't, it won't stick, and then you're going to have a really, really bad experience. So the kind that I use is this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do what I did, and you're going to say, hey, go in the description, and I've linked up the products that I would recommend. And then you link them over to Amazon. They buy the products on Amazon. You're signed up as an affiliate. You're going to make a commission on that. And if you do this right now and you commit to do it, like, let's just say you did one video a week. One video a week. You could have one video that takes off that gets you your 1,000 subscribers and your 4,000 watch hours. And then you're going to be monetized. The other thing is immediately as you start recommending products or tools. So like, let's say that you're talking to an electrician and you're like, yeah, you've got to have these, type of pipe cutters and the conduit, benders and all of this stuff. I'm going to go ahead and link it up in the description. You can immediately start earning commissions on that. Immediately. All you do is you sign up for Amazon Associates, and you're going to immediately be able to start generating a little bit of income. And this is something that can build over time. So a lot of people want to know, like, okay, I'm in my 40s or I'm in my 50s and I really don't have a lot for retirement. This is what I would do, because this is kind of like building your retirement fund in a sense, because this is something that can keep on going without you having to swing the hammer or, cut your hands up doing, metal work or just whatever your job is. So To me, the opportunity is for you as a contractor, as a blue collar worker, as a tradesman or woman, you're going to be able to share that. I mean, you have the best scenario because everyone is either searching for that, or if someone is interested in an electrician or being an electrician, they're going to start looking up that stuff. When they start looking up that stuff, then you're going to come up as suggested. So like I said, this wasn't here 20 years ago when I was a contractor. It is now. And if I know what I know now, and I had that going on, I had a job that I was, or even my own business, I would be doing this to build this little asset that could turn into a business. It could turn into your everyday business. It could replace your business. And I mean, as a contractor, it ranges, right? You could be making 50 grand a year. You could be making $200,000 a year, or maybe something in the middle. You can do that with what I'm sharing with you right now. And I know that because I've done it, and I've done it a couple of different times. All right, so that's the message I wanted to share today with you, the blue collar worker, the tradesman, the construction worker. That's me, okay? And I'm telling you right now that if you take the opportunity of what you know up here, not necessarily you got to do any more of this, but what you know up here, and if you start to share that in your industry, we don't even have to think about like, oh, what is the niche that you want to pick? Because a lot of times when people are starting on YouTube, they have to kind of think like through like, what do I want my niche to be? What am I passionate about? And you can do that too if you want, but I recommend you go right now with what you're already doing. That way there's nothing extra other than you just firing up the camera and documenting and showing and sharing and helping. And maybe on a Saturday, maybe you're not working on a Saturday, or maybe you're not working on a Sunday. I know me, I was working on Saturdays too. In the construction world, I was working 60, 70-hour weeks. But maybe it's on a Sunday, and you're like, you know what, Sunday's gonna be my day that maybe I'm not in the field and I'm not gonna be able to record something, but maybe on Sunday, I'm gonna sit down with a cup of coffee and I'm gonna talk to my fellow electricians, my up-and-coming electricians. And I'm going to share some questions that I think will be beneficial. Or I'm gonna share a situation that happened that week that I had to overcome, and I'm gonna help them prevent that. That's it. Now, if you're watching this video all the way to this point and you're like, okay, Scott, you know, like, I don't know, like, can I really do this? I wanna share with you a video that I shot right here that goes over how I built a YouTube audience over 15 years ago to 1,000 subscribers, and how that took me out of my construction work and how I was able to go full time through that YouTube channel and off the back of it. Watch that video next, and I'll see you there.